Hi, welcome back my Wise Astrology tribe, Cosmic Insight Astrology. My name is Christina. I will be your co-pilot. If you have a Capricorn rising, Capricorn Sun, or Capricorn Moon, this is your August 2022 astrology forecast. All right, so let's see what's the cosmic weather and how the cosmic weather going to play out for you in August, what kind of challenges and what kind of opportunities going to rise for you. So if you are Capricorn, you had, here is my little wheel where I'm going to demonstrate for you. If you have a Capricorn rising, you're going to have the triple conjunction happening in your fifth house. Fifth house of children, fun, investment. Fifth house is really, like happiness and joy and creativity. So let's see, the triple conjunction, because it's a conjunction, it could work out either way. So it could be really, really pleasant, or it could be extremely hard and can bring in hardship. Most of the time, Saturn and, not Saturn, but Mars and Uranus could indicate some kind of sudden change in our life. So Mars is an initiator. That is the inner warrior inside in us, representing war, fire, inflammation, infections, and, even sometimes gunshots or even surgeries if it's aspected with other planets. So with Uranus, it's unexpected. Fifth house is your investment house as well. So it could be like a big payout for an investment for you. It could be a sudden lottery winning. So for example, in Placidus, I'm Sagittarius rising, not Capricorn, but in Placidus, I have Uranus and Mars in my fifth house, and it's conjunct with the asteroid of lottery winning. So hopefully, like we can be actually very lucky over here. So really you can, and you know what, I'm not going to tell you, you have to go to gamble, because I truly believe that's one of the most horrible addiction. And, but I'm saying it's not worth to buy a scratchy, or not worth to buy lottery tickets, because if you have that in this house, you might going to be really, really happy and surprised. So that's the positive side. The negative side, it could be like, fifth house is your circulation and it's your heart. It's ruled by Leo. So it's also your children. So it could be like, and because of Uranus also indicates gayness, it could be like some kind of secret reverse about your children, and they come out from the closet and they're going to tell you they're gay. Or it could be like you really enjoying lives like with all the speed, because of Mars is the initiator over here, and it's very speedy planet and very impulsive with Uranus. So it could be like you're going to enjoy some kind of skydiving, because Uranus rules also airplanes and drones and anything very high buildings. So yeah, it could indicate that, like you're going to do bungee jumping, because fifth house is joy, or skydiving. However, around the conjunction, like a month around the conjunction, I wouldn't really advise that, because it could turn out either way. But later on, of course, it could indicate that, and you might want to try that. But fifth house is also could relate to some kind, Uranus is something with the electrical pulse in the body and neurons, and it also could give you some kind of weird heart palpitation, because fifth house related that Mars is, like could be the blood in the system. So it could relate kind of anxiety, heart palpitation as well, or something with the valves that kind of conjunction could indicate that. You do have the North Node here as well with this triple conjunction. North Node is karma, but that has a Jupiterian energy. North Node is very positive. It's the avenue that we are going to approach or in our next life. So with the fifth house over here, it could be some kind of creativity coming in. But Uranus is the higher mind. It is connected actually with the divine energy, with the universe, the knowledge. And I would say like you might even going to download, and with North Node over here, getting a new purpose, something with creativity. It could be anything. It could be music, it could be photography, it could be science, Uranian energy, astrology, anything very creative, but you're downloading the information. Okay, so what else is going to happen? Let's move forward because I already made a video about this triple conjunction. So August 2nd, we're going to have Venus sextiling. So we're going to have Venus in Cancer here, and Venus in Cancer is going to be in your seventh house. Seventh house of one-on-one relationship, seventh house of significant other, domestic partner, marriage partner. It is most of the time commitment and long-term relationship. It could be one-on-one friendship as well, or business partnership. Venus over here brings money through those matters. So perhaps your business partner is going to be more effective and bringing money and more loving, or perhaps your significant other going to have a salary raise and also going to be very, very loving as well and understanding. And it's sextiling with Uranus and North Node. So it is a common ground, finding a common ground in, for example, how to raise our children, or in parenting matter as well. Understanding if a child comes out gay, understanding that subject and giving love and affection for the child. So it could be different kind of interpretation over here, but also it could be like your significant other's investment going to be like taking off crazy well, or she going to be the one who is winning the lottery or winning a prize or an award, something, winning a prize. That's what it means over here. It doesn't have to be lottery. It could be like any fifth house matters. It could be, fifth house is lottery, but fifth house could be joy and happiness. You can win a boat or anything that makes you happy. And on August 4th, we're going to have this beautiful Mercury from Leo going in its own sign, and it's gonna go to your 9th house in Virgo. It's exalted over here. It loves to be here. It's feel home, and it feels safe and very talkative, very detailed. Virgo is really detailed. And so what's going to happen in your 9th house? 9th house is foreign matters. 9th house, let me check. Yes, I turned my phone off. 9th house is foreign matters. 9th house is immigration, higher education, second marriage, perhaps. So it could be you signing a prenup with your second marriage partner, or it could be like Mercury in Virgo in 9th, so very detailed. It could be like you going to start to study for some exam that is really important, but it's higher education. Later on, it's going to take you to somewhere further in life. And then let's see what else is happening. So August 7th, we're going to August 7th when Venus going to trine with Neptune. Trine in astrology is the most beautiful aspect. It is like a golden plate. It is a silver spoon in your mouth. It is without any kind of challenges. This is granted to you. You don't even have to do anything for it. So when Venus, the love and the money planet and or luxury planet, is actually trining with Neptune, the highest octave of love, the unconditional divine love, and that is going to take place for you in your 10th house, no, 7th house, and where is Neptune's 3rd house? So 3rd house is your siblings, neighborhood, short distance traveling. 7th house is your significant others, one-on-one relationship. So this divine trine, it could be an amazing communication between you and your partner. It could be like you're going to attend some kind of neighborhood, like party, and you're going to experience a lot of love. Or it could be just like some kind of spiritual neighborhood. You're going to change your neighborhood, but it's going to become loving and spiritual because Neptune is spiritual. Or it could be someone is coming into your neighborhood who is actually have like that kind of Mother Teresa divine love, or somebody from the neighbors going to help you, or you're going to experience, or it could be your siblings actually. Third house is siblings, but you're going to experience like amazing symbiosis between the neighborhood, between your surroundings where you live, but is surrounding you, and you, and between your loved one, who is actually one-on-one relationship. So it's a very supportive energy. And the third house also could be a vehicle. So it could be something like, well, it's not surprise, so I wouldn't say like, but yeah, it can indicate something like your partner going to buy you a vehicle or some kind of device for communication, because maybe they are living a little bit further and you are right now not living together, or it's in another country, she's in another country, and going to support you with kind of third house's communication device. So it could be that one as well. But third house also scripts, writing, communication. Neptune is very artsy. So it could be like I'm getting support from my significant other because I'm really artsy and I'm writing something, or I'm working on a script or a book, or I want to publish, and then I get all the support and foundation actually from my husband or wife. So they are giving the foundation for publishing something that I created. Or Neptune is photography. They're going to actually rent out a studio for us where I can have a showcase with my photography or with my painting. So that is loving and supporting energy. Okay, so August 9th, we're going to have Venus and Pluto opposition. And Venus is in your seventh, Pluto is in your first house. That is a transformation of the ego. It's very deep. When Pluto is in your first house and transiting your first house for years, there is like rebirth over and over again. It's peeling off. It's like very deep inner research, like you constantly have to go back and find yourself and recreate yourself. It could be, challenges with, for example, death and rebirth. Perhaps it could have been for you like clinical death a few times, and you coming back over and over again. But with this Venus opposition, it could be like Pluto could do self-sabotaging situation, because Pluto can be obsessed and very sensual and sexual as well, and instinctively. So for example, this opposition could be like, all right, you are working only on the instinct level, and I don't like that. Why don't you also think? And and then it could be a conflict between that kind of situation. And again, I have to mention that, of course, it's not going to happen with all Capricorn, but when Pluto and Venus in a conjunction square on opposition, it could be sexual abuse. So some of you will experience some kind of abuse with a business partner or with a significant other. There is 8 billion people out there, so some going to experience that hardship, unfortunately. And then Let's go to August 10th, when the Sun going to square Uranus and the Sun going to square North Node. So the Sun is in your 8th house, the 8th house of transformation, sexuality, other people's money, all the taboos, bank, insurance, mortgages, and inheritance, and then death, rebirth, reincarnation, and then it's going to in the 5th house of, but also investment, don't forget, that's other people's money. And then Uranus North Node is also could be investment. So that square could indicate something like, okay, I invested in something, but somehow I'm not able to reach my money. Somehow I'm not able to take out the money from CD or anything. So it could be some kind of difficulties with bank. It could be some kind of difficulties like maybe I'm not able to sell my crypto because Uranus is digital currency. So I'm not able to sell my crypto in time, and like those kind of subject and those kind of around those kind of subjects there. Yes, and then it could be also some kind of research, but is like I don't feel very comfortable with because of I'm spying on my child, for example. Sun in 8th house, spying, Sun in 8th house, researching, Uranus over here, and Mars. Mars is like could be anything with also like impulsiveness or enjoy life way too much and without thinking. So it could be like, yeah, I'm spying on my children. So August 11th also, we're going to have Mars and Neptune trine. So it's going to take on for your 6th, 5th, and your 3rd house. And that sextile, it is not without challenges, but it is an opportunity. And Mars is initiator, it's the inner warrior, and Neptune is spiritual. So you are going to be a spiritual warrior, and or you're going to be, because Neptune is unconditional love, divine love. So you're going to talk for your children or being advocate for some kind of matters, which is like, it could be art for your children's school because they want to take the phone away, for example, and you're going to go and fight for that. Or you want to create, you go to PTA for your children and you want to actually be the advocate and actually build some kind of after school program with art. So definitely it's not without challenge, you have to work for it, but you are supporting a matter. It could be anything with happiness, joy, children, and spirituality. And Neptune also the unprivileged, and the unprivileged children, it doesn't have to be your own, and it doesn't have to be your own dependent, but it could be some matter like, okay, I'm gonna talk up for the unprivileged. So yes, that is beautiful here. And then you're going to have the full moon in Aquarius in your 2nd house. Full moon is when the moon and the sun is in opposition, exact opposition, and it is a completion. It is an ending, always, full moon. That's what it represents in our life. Moon is our emotion. Moon is the way we relate to our inner child, the way we nurture others. So even if you are a male and watching that, the way you are nurturing, or the way you be nurtured by your mother, or it could represent your dogs, actually. And in the 2nd house could be something, actually this full moon could be a little bit of challenging, and I'm gonna do another video about that. But it's actually conjuncting with Saturn, and Saturn is delay, Saturn is responsibility, Saturn is a heavy energy. And it is like when it's conjuncting with it, that is like the ending is confirmed. It is like, all right, so there is some kind of financial, the way I'm making money, some kind of way I'm making money is going to begin from my life. And it doesn't have to be ending in a bad way. It is like, I was worked to 8 to 5, in a job, and I cannot do that anymore. I'm going to actually, with this investment that can pay off, I'm going to, or you might have won the lottery tickets, what I said before, and you're done working that way, how you worked before and earned the money before. But also the second house is your belongings. So you might have lost something very valuable, and it could be a jewelry, a diamond ring, anything. And unfortunately, most likely it won't come back with this ending, with this completion. Vesta on the 19th is going to, the 21st, can retrograde back from Pisces. It started to retrograde there to your second house. And that's the eternal flame. That is the flame, the passion, the compassion inside us, in our heart. And then it's like, it is decreasing when it's in retrograde, it's decreasing, right? So it is like the way I made money, like it's really far away from me right now. So let's end this, even if it's uncomfortable to say no, even if it's, like maybe I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, but I know I don't want to do this. Okay, so you are actually, like free some energy over here. So later on, you will be capable to take on to something that is important for you. Then this full moon also going to square with North Node and Uranus. So as I said, it is a very, very difficult energy. The only good energy here when it's trining Pallas Athene. Pallas is already in your sixth house in Gemini, and sixth house is your work, and Pallas Athene is wisdom and your health as well. So the full moon could be like, I'm going to have the money to heal myself. I'm going to have the money for supplements or heal myself, or like even to rent something, because that's wisdom, that is roommate, sixth house, or I going to dogs and Pallas Athene. Pallas Athene also could be welfare as well. So I'm going to adopt a dog or a cat or small animals because I have the money for it. I have the resource for it. But squaring with Uranus and North Node in your fifth house, as I said, there is a conflict how you're going to make money. And there is a easier opportunity, but you will be scared. So this investment that you are learning, it sounds to be amazing, right? But that is a square, and oh my God, there is going to be the seed of doubt. And the seed of doubt is toxins and poison our mind. And it is like, should I gamble? Should I not? I just won like $100,000 with gambling. Should I go back? So there it's going to be questions: easy money making or stay in something that I passionately hate. So that's the question over here. And the answer is always within. You don't have to listen everyone. Everybody has gut feeling. Listen to it. Don't be blinded. Meditate on it. All right. So let's move forward over here. So we're going to have August 14, we're gonna go, and August 14, we're going to have Saturn and Sun opposition. That's 8th house and 2nd house matter. So 8th house is your Sun in Leo still, 2nd house, that's your bank system and the way you make money. So other people's money and your money. Saturn is, so it could be like an insurance, mortgage, or some kind of fund, but is not going to come in time. It's going to get delayed somehow. Yes, and then let's see August 15, when we have Mercury trine, North Node and Uranus. So Mercury, we have that in Virgo, in your 9th house, and Uranus and North Node in your 5th house. So what can it be? It could be, it's a trine. Mercury is a vehicle. It could be like, I'm going for vacation, and it might be unexpected because I might just get some foundation and I didn't have money before. But right now I will have some unexpected income, and then I'm capable to go even for a long-term trip. It could be also like you are getting a message, Mercury, from a foreign matters, from your immigration status, and it's going to be unexpected and positive. It's a positive turnout. And you know, North Node, it's changing your karma. It's changing the games here. So it's really beneficial. Yes, but definitely positive, loving, joyful, happy trine here. And then we're going to have the 16th, we talked about that. 18th, let's go to the 18th. So what's going to happen? It's another beauty over here. We have Venus, the planet of love, luxury, money. Beauty is trining with what? With Jupiter in Aries, but Jupiter is in retrograde, and Venus, actually, this beautiful Venus moved in Leo in August 11th. So that's why it's trine. Okay, retrograde Jupiter in your 4th house, 8th house, what it's gonna be, or what can it be? So for example, it could be an inheritance coming in and I'm going to buy my house. It could be a mortgage coming in and I'm going to buy my house. It could be it could be also, and you know, trine is very welcoming, positive aspect, but it could be one of my loved one, Venus, loved one, is actually end of her life, and I will take them into my house. I take them home, for example, to pass away. Of course, it's not all Capricorn, but you know, it could mean that as well. So you're taking in someone who needs love and support, and a family member who is actually, you know, dying. And it might be their dying wishes. And you know, Jupiter is law, and it could be like 4th house, 8th house matter. It could be like, I have to do a will. I have to do a trust about my home, who is going to you know, inherit anything. So that could be that matter as well. And then we're going to have 21st. I told you Vesta is already going to go back to Aqua. And then we're going to have the 22nd, we have the Sun is going to Virgo here. So it's ingressing Virgo. And then on the 21st, we're going to have Mercury and Virgo, and then Pisces Sun. No, Pisces Neptune going to be in opposition, but Pisces Sun. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Pisces Neptune going to be opposition. So what can this be? Virgo and 9th house and 3rd house matter. It could be something with your siblings, some kind of fight with your siblings. Maybe your sibling using pharmaceutical drugs or alcohol, and you will need to speak up because of this matter. Or it could be like, you know, like a debate between long-term travel or short-term travel. Should I go for 10 days or should I go for 4 days? Should I go domestic travel or should I go to a foreign travel? So that's gonna be the issue over here. And then we're going to have Mercury and Pluto opposition also. And Mercury and Pluto opposition, no, we're not gonna have that. Yeah, we had that before, but we were talking about that. No, actually it's going to be Mercury and Pluto trine, not opposition. That's 9th and 3rd house. So trine, again, it's a beautiful aspect. 9th house, 1st house matter. So, you know, it is like some kind of, what I said, your life is changing because a foreign matter change. You might move or you might decide to move to a foreign country. So everything going to transform around you. Even your ego is changing because you live in a different country and you have to adapt to the situation, but it's going to be a good adoption. It's going to be a good transformation for you. So I'm loving this energy, definitely. Or it could be like, you know, for example, I can, ninth house is foreign language. Mercury over here is language speaking. So actually I going to speak a foreign language constantly because I study as foreign language and I'm able to go abroad and practice it. And that's why I'm going to transform the way I'm speaking and everything around me. That is the brain. Mercury is the brain and the way we process energy. Pluto is deep. And it is like I understand everything to the core, to the core. So that is a very deep knowledge. And it could be with anything, with religion, ninth house, with law. For example, you can become very powerful attorney, for example, or study, you know, or just finished your study and you are going out for work and it's changing your whole ego and the mask you're wearing because you are using your language differently, profoundly. All right, and what else is going to happen? So we're going to have Venus on the 25th and 27th squaring with Uranus and North Node. So Venus square, okay, with Uranus and North Node, you know, 8th house and 5th house matters again. So it is like, yeah, you took in someone, for example, you are one of the child. You have multiple siblings. You are one of the child who took your parent in because that was their dying wish. But right now, you will have some kind of conflict with your siblings about will, or with, you know, with your children, or something like that, because maybe you are the one who is moving in with your children and with the family member, and because of maybe you want to give more for the one who is taking care of you, and that's why it could be a conflict because of that kind of situation, the inheritance, or it could be like you support one of your child, one of the family member, but you don't support the other child because maybe they are lousy with money, maybe they are gambling, maybe they are using drugs, and you just don't want to give them anymore. So it could be the issue there. And then we're going to have a new moon in Virgo. So where is Virgo? Virgo is in your ninth house. Let me move the moon over here. So in your ninth house, we're going to have a new moon here, which is actually a new beginning. And so in your ninth house, with foreign matters, with education, with publishing. So you might going to publish your script, your book. You might going to move in a new country, but I said, or get an immigration status update, which is changing your life. However, this new moon actually is squaring, and the sun also with Mars, right? So in your fifth house, ninth and fifth house matter. So because of you have more, because you started a new life, it could be a little bit difficult. It could actually create some kind of frustration because you might not know this new life yet. You might not know how to relate to a new country. You might not know how to live abroad, or you know, like to practice that language yet. It is there and the knowledge is there and it's profound, but you need to put that in practice. And you know, the difficulties, the beginning is difficult, or because of there is a new life and you have to build your new life, or you have to study. That's why you have no time for fun. And it's going to give you a lot of anger, frustration, and there could be some kind of resentment also with Mars in fifth house, like, oh, what did I do? I thought, you know, everything is there, and you know, it is, but it's still hard. And did I do the right steps? So that kind of conflict could rise for you. All right, okay, Capricorn. So this is what I wanted to tell you. Also, oh, I forgot about Chiron, Ceres, and Juno, so we were talking about Pallas Athene and Vesta, but you know, Ceres and Black Moon Lilith is in your 7th house in Cancer, and Black Moon Lilith is responsible for stillborn abortion, and Ceres is responsible for agriculture. That's the agriculture goddess, and it's responsible for what was lost her daughter, abducted, Pluto abducted. So in the 7th house, it could be like there could be a friend who could go through some kind of challenge with their child, or maybe, you know, lost a child, because it's in Cancer, so it indicates motherhood. Or it could be, yeah, most likely that's what it is. And then Juno is in your 3rd house in communication. It's in retrograde. Juno is loyalty. So it could be like a friend is coming back to you because 3rd house, or a sibling is coming back to you, and you know, you are forgiving, so it's good. And then Chiron in your 4th house, it is Chiron always heals where it resides. It's the wounded warrior, but it's heals, the wounded healer. So in Aries, it's the wounded warrior also. So it could be like, okay, I'm healing an issue with my root. So with my family I'm coming from. So that's also positive there. And you know, South Node is in your 10th house. So as I said before, you're going to change your career, and you're going to definitely consider to take on to an easier opportunity to make money. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. If you loved my video, please prescribe and subscribe, not prescribe, subscribe, and push the like button. And you know, I'm going to see you in September. I'm truly grateful for your attention and for your trust in me to guide you through your spiritual journey. Thank you so much. Meet you in September. Bye.